Hey guys, how's everybody doing? I know it's been a while since I've made a video, but I tore my rotator cuff at work and I just been down for the last couple weeks, but I decided to take Ava out. Me and her went to the park here. She hadn't been out in a while, so I figured we'll get out. I'm here at the local park that we have in the town I live in. It's the softball and football fields and all that, but it's got some ponds. It's got a rodeo over there. Let me zoom in on it. I think it's only here for I don't know, it's been here for a few months now. I was gonna say only for the summer, but maybe only I guess it's here for good. But they have a rodeo. I've seen horse prints and stuff over there. I went over there earlier with Ava, and there's some ponds with geese and ducks in them, and then there's the main road. I live about, I don't know, a mile and a half that way. It's not far. It's the places I usually go are that way. One of them is about, I don't know, 7 miles. The other one's about 21, 22. But this is just because Ava just acts so, in the car on the way up, she hates it. She absolutely hates it. So on the way home, she's fine. I don't know if I've told people that before, but I'm trying to get this down. But anyway, on the way home, she's fine. But coming up here, she just whines and cries and is so full of anxiety. So today she was just acting so. She hasn't been out in a while. She's so excited to go. All I gotta do is say, park. I can whisper it, park. And she's like all excited, waiting for me to get ready and follow me everywhere. Well, she follows me anywhere anyway. But anyway, so I got hurt on the job. That was 2 weeks ago. I had some x-ray. I had x-rays and CT scan. So there was nothing wrong with the bones. And it's been hell trying to get an MRI set up because I know it's a torn rotator cuff or a muscle, something in there, because it's affecting my hand, my shoulder, like down my arm. And it's been bothering me for a while at work. And it's from, taking, I can't even lift my arm. It's from taking stuff off top pallets, heavy 60, 70 pound boxes. I do that in the morning. And coming down, having to stop it. I know it's been, so 2 Saturdays ago, I just felt it tear. And it's been hell trying to sleep. I don't know if anybody's ever torn a rotator cuff, but when you sleep, I read about this, but it's true in my case. You can't find a comfortable position. I put a pillow under my arm, but when I wake up and move around, oh my God, the pain is so bad for like 2 hours. And it said because the blood settles in the tear, and that when you get up, it starts draining, and that's when the pain comes in. I don't know. But anyway, they just now contacted me this morning to schedule the MRI. She called me and gave me a list of places I could go to. I told her which one. She called me back 10 minutes later and said that she's got to send them the doctor's orders, so that's going to take a couple hours, that they'll call me back. So I checked my, I usually get paid every other Tuesday, so I checked my pay stub to see what was going on, and it said $119. And I'm like, what? Like, nobody is telling me anything. I don't really want to tell anybody where I work, but you have to go through 2 different places. They don't tell you anything, honestly. The day I got hurt, it was at 4:30 in the morning. The manager on duty didn't know how to do an accident report, so I had to stay working until somebody came in at 7:15. So they do the accident report, and one of them has to go with you. So I went with my manager. He took me, and he was just complaining the whole time about how this happened before, and they went to all these different places. Nobody would see them because either a doctor wasn't on duty or they'd never been there. And sure enough, he was right. We went to 3 different places before he just wound up taking me to the emergency room. That's where they did the x-rays and all. So we do that. And then, I go home and schedule a, I don't know, see, I didn't know if I was supposed to schedule a doctor's appointment. Well, I don't know. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. Nobody told me anything. So finally, I called this place that I guess you're supposed to call. And she, as I was talking to her, she's like, oh, well, it's a good thing you called because you're on my case list. And I'm like, well, thanks for calling me. It's only been 3 days. So she seemed nice at first. And she's still nice, but... So they don't tell you anything. I guess I said that 3 or 4 times. But anyway, they sent me to the same doctor that turned me away. It was a family, when in Pri-Med, so it was American Family Cares. So he puts me out for a week. He doesn't know. He doesn't look at me. He doesn't anything. Just talks to me. And still no MRI to show him anything. So I go home, make an MRI appointment, because I thought that's what I was supposed to do. Well, apparently I'm not. So it didn't work. So she's been him-hawing around for like 5 days now. Okay, we'll go. She's been messing around for like 5-6 days now. Now, granted, this is over 2 weeks now. So I finally, the doctor put me out for a week, and then he put me for light duty. So the manager that took me, he's my manager also, he texted me one day last week. Not how you doing, hey, are you feeling any better, nothing. When you coming back? You need to come by here with your paperwork, blah, blah, blah. That's the first time anybody's told me anything. So I go the next day, and he acts like he could care less about talking to me. And I'm like, here's the paper. Oh, I don't want the paperwork. I don't want your medical records. I'm like, you just told me to bring them because you said something about getting paid. And he's like, well, when you coming back? And I said, well, they got me on light duty, so that's why I'm here. I don't have anything for you. We're working on, we're going to have a project coming up that involves mopping and stuff like that. I'm like, I can't use my right arm. Well, then you just have to call, I ain't going to say their names because then they'll probably tell you where I work. And I don't want any heat, you know what I mean? So, okay, you got nothing for me. All right. So I go home and I call the lady that's I've been talking to. Well, he told me to call this other place and to take a leave. So I call her instead, and she tells me, don't do anything yet. Don't call them yet. Let me see what I can pay you for. Never gets back with me. MRI never gets back with me. And this was like 5-6 days ago. Like I said, somebody called me today, only because I harassed her all weekend by texting. So they're supposed to call me back. And keep in mind, I have a follow-up appointment a week from today. So if I don't have this MRI done before then, what's he going to do? So I don't know where I'm getting paid from. All I know is that I have $119 coming tomorrow. I have my rent due, electric, water, my car insurance is due tomorrow. Savings, what is that? In this day and age, in this economy, I don't have a savings. So I've been freaking out all morning. I figured, since take Ava out, maybe I can release some of this anxiety. But I don't know what to do. I've called her and left her messages, two messages today. Told her, in the messages, same thing I'm telling you guys, that I'm like freaking out, like I don't know what to do. $119, it should have been a lot more than that. That's like a half a day. So I don't know what to do. That's why I haven't really been on. So I guess I won't be back into the hiking and stuff until things get better. I mean, I can still walk and do all that stuff, you know. It's just, even at, you know, even like, notice little stupid things at home. Trying to get a pot from a cabinet that's like head high. Like I forget that it's, you know, hurting, because it doesn't really hurt when you're not lifting it. But as soon as I want, you know, to lift it, as soon as it gets about, this is the other show, as soon as it gets about that high, then the pain comes in. Then it goes down my hand, into my fingers. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do. All I know is that if she doesn't get back with me in the next couple days, that I might be homeless. Who knows? Unless she tells me, like, okay, a lump sum of money is going to come, but it's not going to come here, then maybe I could do something. But you know, it's bad when you get hurt for a multi-billion-dollar company, and then you have to. I've been there 3 years. Actually, it was 3 years last week, because I got this thing on my app. We have a work app that we clock in and out on, and I got this thing, 3-year anniversary, yay. Here's your $119. Don't spend it all in one place. So 3 years I gave this company so far, and then, you know, this is how they treat you. They don't tell you anything. They don't know anything. I even told the lady that I've been dealing with, because, you know, when I called her the one time, she was like, well, you go to the doctor that they know what doctors to go to. I said, no, they don't. They don't know what doctors to go to. And I told her about us going to all these different doctors' offices. And so when I was being seen, the manager that was with me, we'll just call him Henry. Henry was talking to other jobs like ours, the same ones, but just in a different city. And when their people get hurt, they go through the same thing. So they just started sending them to the emergency room, because it's the same thing. They don't know. They'll take them here, there, and they get sent away. So they just started taking them straight. So I tell the lady that. I said, this this area that we live in, like Montgomery, Alabama, needs to be restructured, refixed. Somebody needs to come and fix it all, you know, where people know where to go. People in charge know how to do the accident reports and who to call, what to tell people. You know, I've had other jobs where if you got hurt on the job, you went in there and talked to HR for an hour or so, and they explain everything to you, how to do it, what to do. And then the people you dealt with would set up everything. I mean, they're setting it up, but it's like I said, it's been over 2 weeks, and I even have the MRI yet. So I'm just aggravated. I'm full of anxiety. I don't know what to do. I've been out here talking to God. You know, I talk to God all the time, and so it's not like, well, people only talk to God when they, you know, when something goes wrong. No, I talk to Him all the time. And I'm not asking for Him to, let me find $1 million and none of that stuff. I'm just asking for His guidance through all this. That's all I'm asking for. What should I do? You know, like, I'm getting so desperate. I'm like, I don't even want to say it out loud, but I'm just like ready to pawn my car title. And I know it's like 100% interest. So I'm like, that's a last minute resort. Last, you know, a day away from being evicted. That's the last resort. But it's an option. I don't want to do it. I mean, I've heard like horror stories about it, and how the sheriffs won't even, the police won't even intervene because they know they're so crooked. So, but, you know, people, you know, we'll sell something. I don't have anything to sell. If I had something to sell, I would have sold it before. You know, it's just like, I just want them to do the right thing. You know, I just want them to do the right thing. You get hurt working for them, and they're a multi-billion-dollar. I'm talking about if you knew who I worked for, you'd know how much money they're worth. And I can give you a hint. They're everywhere, and you probably go into them more than any other place that there is. So, I mean, that should tell you everything you need to know now. They're everywhere, and that's where mostly everybody goes to shop. But they're terrible at turnover, at work injuries. They're terrible at all that. They're terrible at everything, really. They really are. They have, you know, I'm not going to start getting on a rant about how, you know, I mean, I work in a department where there should be like 6 or 7 of us, and on a good day, there's 2 of us. On a good day. There's been times where I've been by myself on a Sunday, by myself, with having a truck with like 7 to 8 pallets to put out, like to work through. By myself. And you have to get it done before, supposed to get it done before 7 o'clock. And I come in at 4 in the morning. So 3 hours. And I've actually had them come over and bitch to me about why isn't it out? Or why, you know, needless to say, I did snap. But it's like, it's just craziness. Like that. And I'm sure if any of you guys worked for a place like that, you know how it is. I don't mind doing the work, but, you know, there's somebody that I work with that's been there for, don't ask me how he made it through 25 years, but he was telling me there was times where they had 8 of them in the morning. 8. They'd have things done so fast, and everybody, you know, it was like 2? And one of them usually a woman. I'm not saying anything against women, but if I tore my rotator cuff, oh, and I didn't tell you this, one of the women that I work with is out with a rotator cuff tear. She had surgery. And she's out, but she did it in a dumb way. She did it on her own, like went, instead of telling them she heard it, because she told me she heard it doing there. But she went and used her own doctors and did all that. She's out until next month. She's been out for like 2 months already. So the other 2 I work with, now keep in mind, you know, we all have to have days off. So we all have different days off. So there's usually like me and either one of the women or the other woman. So, you know, I have to help them a lot, getting heavy stuff off and using the pallet jacks, moving stuff around. I mean, they can do it to an extent, but not, you know, I don't mind helping them. I like them both. And they know I got a good reputation about helping everybody. They don't even have to ask sometimes. I just see it and I know, hey, I'll grab that. Or that looks heavy, let me get that. So, I mean, any of them will tell you. They like me the best out of all of them down there. I'll tell you, I'm not just tooting my own horn, but I'm that type of worker. You know, I'm 58 now. I mean, I've been around a while as far as like different jobs, and I have a really good work ethic. The rest of my life might suck, but I have a really good work ethic. I always have. But you know, when you hate a place you work for and you still work hard, and everybody keeps telling me, even there, like, you work too hard. Bare minimum is what you should do, because they don't care about you. And look what I'm going through now. They don't care about me. They really don't. Not one person has called me. When I went down there to talk to the manager and give him the paperwork that he didn't want, I talked to one of my co-workers. She's like, everybody's been asking about you. Everybody. Even, like, she's talking about supervisors, and they all been asking about you. They're worried about you and all that. So it's like the employees, the people I work with and around, you know, are asking about me, but the rest of, you know, the management, they care less. When you coming back? That's all they care about. Put me right, and they're going to put me right back in the same spot. You don't think this is going to happen again? But the one girl that I work with told me, she said, ever since you got hurt, those pallets haven't been coming in stacked over our heads. They've been coming in like chest high. I was like, the whole time? And she's like, yeah. So when I went down there, it was like a week and a half. I was like, oh, wow. Well, at least something good came out of it. You know? So now instead of having 7 or 8 pallets that are head high, you know, over your head, they're gonna have like 12 chest high. Still good though, same amount. I just can't believe I don't have anything light duty. Okay. Well, I guess let me show Ava a little bit. I guess I'll let you guys go back to your lives. I've been crying long enough. Well, let me know in the comments, what do you think I should do next? Like I said, I'm in contact with both of the places I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to have a MRI getting scheduled here in just a little bit. Well, let me know what you guys would do in the comments. And I'll see you on the next video. All right, guys, have a great day.